All right, hands and knees warm up. Let's get started with some strong hands on the floor, a belly button lifting up into the spine so that your low back is as wrapped up in strong tissue as it can be. And we'll take some cat-cows, moving your spine. So with your inhale, pull your heart forward. So grab the mat, pull your heart toward your thumbs. And with your exhale, push the floor away. So take a few breaths here. Use your breath to help you inflate that chest forward on the inhale and pull the belly button in on the exhale. So I want to think of strengthening the back of the body as you inhale. Feel your back arching. And when you exhale, you're strengthening the front of your body. And I want you to feel free to make this a little wiggly and kind of roll sideways into it. Get some nice space between your ribs. Maybe one more time, both ways. And then bring it back to a flat back. Tuck your toes here and we'll hover the knees just off the mat. So just an inch or two, okay, hovering. And it's a little challenging, so you can always drop one or two knees, no problem. Hold and breathe here. Lift that belly button in towards your spine if it tends to drop, okay? Let's see if we can pull the elbows inward slightly. Lift the heart up and forward and breathe. All right, notice where you feel the effort. Maybe in your legs, maybe in your chest. Let's see if you could bear your body weight equally in upper and lower body. This is a nice challenge for your legs. Okay, one more big breath in right here. And then drop your knees. We're gonna get the right leg out behind and send the left arm forward. So long spine, long arm, long leg. Think of lifting that belly up and using your back body to lift the arm and leg that are up, using your front body to push the floor down. So we'll get a little bit warmer here. Take a big breath in as you reach out through the top, arm and leg. With your exhale, pull the right knee in, pull the left elbow in too. Let's do it again. Inhale to get long. Exhale, pull it in. Can we do that 10 times? 3. Pull it in. Here's number 4. Bring it in. Number 5. Pull it in. Keep it going. 6. If 2 hands would be easier, then you can do this with 2 hands down. You could just do the leg, okay? Or you could do 2 legs down and just do the arm. Couple more. Big breath in. Pull it in. One more time. Get long up top. Pull it in and let's hold right here. Push the floor down. Hold and breathe. Maybe play around with balance by bending that left knee. You can balance on the left kneecap. Point the toes up. Whew, one more big breath here. And release that left hand back to the ground. Extend that right leg out behind you. We're going to drop the right toes to the floor. Drop the right heel. And let's pivot on that left knee. And point the left toes out behind you. We'll reach the right hand up. Okay, and I want to play around with a little side plank here. So our first order of business is to move the left knee a little bit further away from your left hand so that you're challenged, okay? You have to work a little bit to keep the left side up. So I want you to find what is appropriate for you here. If it's appropriate for you to extend the left leg all the way, then that's fine too. So find where you are on that little spectrum. And then we're gonna lift the top hip high and drop the bottom hip almost to the floor. Let's do that 10 times. With your knee down, it might look like this. Top hip high, bottom hip low, okay? Either way, a great challenge. Here's 3, and up. Here's 4. Bring it up. Make sure the bottom elbow is soft. 5, Bring it up. 6. Keep that nice breath going. 7. Here's number 8. Here's number 9. And you know that we are going to hold number 10. So come on up to number 10, hold and breathe. Remember, you can drop that bottom knee, no problem. Okay, if you want a little special challenge, lift the top leg. Maybe lift it nice and high. Maybe see if you can touch it with the top hand. 3, 2, and 1. Come on down to hands and knees here. And if you sit back on your heels for a moment, let's stretch our wrists out. Go ahead and point your fingers back at your knees with your palm facing you. And we'll roll around the top of the hand. Oh, it should feel good. Okay, are you ready to do the second side? So coming back to your hands and knees position, let's get the left leg out long and the right arm forward and breathe. Find that length in the back body, that push down in the front body. And remember to keep your belly button lifting towards your spine so that your low back is always quite safe and it feels wrapped up. So here we go, long in the inhale. Pull it in on the exhale. Pull that knee to your nose. Pull the elbow in as well. Left knee, right elbow. Inhale to get long. Exhale, pull it in. 10 times. Here's number 3. Pull it in. Number 4. Pull it in. Number 5. Number 6. Okay, if you want to do 2 hands down, you can do that. You can do 2 legs down. Always modify. 2 more. Last one, we will hold. And that is this one, number 10. Right elbow, left knee are in. You're pushing the floor. You're breathing. You're building heat. You might experiment with balancing on that right kneecap, bending the right knee, pointing the toes up. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop the right hand. Drop that right foot back to the floor. And we'll stick the left leg back out behind. Drop the left toes. And we're transitioning to a side plank. So left heel down, right foot spins to the right, left hand up. And I'll spin around to face you. So adjust your side plank to make it a little challenging. I want you to be a little challenged. So move the right knee away from your right hand until you feel that you have to support your right side upward. Maybe even the right leg extends out completely. So find what's appropriate for you today, and then we'll lift the hip high and we'll drop it almost to the floor. Lift high and low. Nice. Here's 3. Keep breathing. Here's 4. Number 5. We're halfway there. Stick with it. Number 6. Here's 7. Got 8 right here. You can do 2 more. You got this. Number 9. Number 10, we will hold. So drop a knee if you need to. For extra spice, lift the top leg. Maybe see if you can tap it. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back down to hands and knees here. Maybe one more time. We sit back on the heels and stretch the wrists out, because we do put a lot of weight on the wrist in these movements. And if you ever feel like you have sensitive wrists and it's just not working and you need a modification, try just coming down to your elbows, okay? And that should help. Hopefully there's always a way to modify. I try to offer you lots of options. So from here, let's come into a forearm plank. So come on down to your elbows here. You can have your palms together or on the floor. It's really up to you. And then walk your knees back. Shoulders remain over your elbows until you feel an appropriate amount of challenge in your in your abs and your core. You may even decide to lift your knees all together. So you decide what's appropriate for you, okay? And then I'm going to have you drop your left hip toward the floor, almost all the way down, but not quite. And bring it back up into center. And drop that right hip toward the floor, almost, but not quite. Bring it back to center. Keep breathing on the left. Up to center. On the right, nice and slow and controlled. Center and left. Center and right. Now keep it going, okay? Your pace. And I usually leave space to do about 10, but I want you to follow your pace. If you want to take it slower, go for it. If you need to take breaks and just do fewer, then that's also perfectly appropriate. Okay. Keep it going. Side, center, side, center. 2 more. Side to side. Last one. Side to side. And next time you bring it into center, we just want to hold right here. So find some strength. If you had your knees down, maybe you scooch them in a little closer if you need to. If your knees are up, push the floor a little harder with your arms, your feet, and lift that belly button. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Find that strength. You've got it. 2 more breaths. Last one. All right, come on down. Drop the knees if you had them up. Walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. And if you tuck your toes here, pick your knees up. You can walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Okay, might feel good to kind of hang and swing after that. But then when you're ready, you can use your hands on your knees and come all the way up to standing. Come on up. Alrighty. So I want to play around a little bit with balance with you as we get warm and get the legs nice and strong. So we'll start off by having the left leg be our standing stable leg, and the right leg will be the one that moves. Okay, so you can have your arms up overhead for this. Remember, you can always rest your hands on your hips if that's more appropriate for today. Let's bring the right knee up in front. And I want you to put a little bend in your left knee just so that it's not locked. Remember, at any time, you can put your right toes to the floor. Not a problem. How would it feel if you hinged at your hips, reached your hands forward, and sent your right leg toward the back of the mat? Remember, you can put the toes down back there as well. And then I want you to bring your right leg forward and extend the knee to the best of your ability out in front. Okay, keep breathing. Right leg back. Try to get as parallel with the ground as you can. Swing it forward. Right leg extends forward. Let's do it 10 times, friends. Right leg back. Keep that hinging at the hips feeling. Right leg forward. Excellent. Number 4, back and forward. The left leg's getting tired, I know. Again, back and forward. Keep it up. Back, slow control, and forward. Keep it going. Back, forward. Touch that toe down at any time if you need to. It's always acceptable to modify, especially if modifying gives you a way to keep going, right? Okay. Next time you swing that leg up and forward, hold right here. I'm going to challenge you to hold that leg up in the air. You can grab it if you need a little extra support, and you can put it down if you need a break. But stick with me here. Maybe bend a little bit into the left knee. If you're feeling pretty good, reach forward and bend a lot into the left knee. Hold and breathe. What a great challenge for that left leg. All right, maybe one more big breath in here. And let that go. Whew, shake out the left leg. We're just gonna switch sides, okay? So this time the right leg will be the stable leg. It's gonna be doing all the work, and the left leg will be the moving leg. So arms up, here we go. Left leg extends back. Think of parallel with the ground here. Keeping the hips and shoulders level as well. Swing it forward. Whoa, left leg extends forward. Feel free to use the wall or a chair for balance helpers. No problem. The wall is a great friend when we're balancing. Keep it going. Number 4, control it. Number 5, number 6. Okay, notice how that right leg is feeling about all this. Number 7, keep it going. Modify, maybe, put some toes on the ground. Number 8. Two more, we got this. Number 9. Last one, okay, number 10. Next time you swing that left leg forward, let's hold it right there, okay? Challenge yourself to hold that leg. You can bend it, you can grab it, you can put the toe on the floor. Do what you have to do. Long spine. Let's see if we can bend into the right knee a little bit. For extra challenge, reach forward and drop into that right leg. Whew. Breathe. Nice work. Maybe one more breath here. And then let it go. Shake it out. Whew. All right, excellent work. Let's come down to the mat, okay? So you can bend your knees, slide yourself all the way down. And I'm going to get you into another plank variation. This time we'll be up on our hands, shoulders over wrists. So walk your knees back until you feel an acceptable level of challenge. Your abs are turned on, your core is engaged. Maybe even lift your knees. Whatever's working best for you. So I'm going to challenge you here to use one hand to support your body weight. Okay, so shift your weight into your left hand without lifting your right shoulder. That's the key. Keep your shoulders level and place your right hand on your low back. Bring the right hand back to the floor calmly. Shift the weight into the right hand and place your left hand on your low back. Whew. Side to side, to the left, right hand to the low back. Back to center, shift. Left hand to the low back. Back to center, shift. Okay, you keep it going. Now, if you want to use your knees, you know that's fine. No problem. But I really want you to keep your hips and shoulders level, okay? If you're having a hard time with the level part, just put your knees down. You can do this. Slow control is the name of our game. More than halfway now. Keep it up. Two more on each side. Shift. Level shoulders. Shift. Level shoulders. One more on each side. Okay, next time you have one hand on your low back, hold right here. I want to just breathe and experiment with this. Yes, it is challenging. Yes, you can do it. Drop your knees if you need to. Push the floor. Level off the shoulders. Let that breath get warm. Calmly switch sides. Hold. One hand on your low back. Push the floor down. Hold and breathe. You got this. Nice. One more breath. And let it go. All hands down. Whew. Come down to your knees if you are not already on your knees. And then drop your hips over to the left. So all your knees point to the right, okay? And we'll get a little bit more into your hips now. So come on down to your left elbow so that it's under your left shoulder. And if you notice that your left side tends to sag toward the floor, and I'm showing you what that might look like, okay? Lift the left side up away from the floor so your spine feels very long, okay? And it should feel nice to support your spine in that way. So your legs are bent at about 90 degrees, okay? And you can have your knees pointed out away from you so that when you look at your feet, okay, your feet are in line with your spines. Your tailbone is pointed at your feet. And you feel free to adjust that as we move along. Okay, you can have your right hand on your right hip here. I'm going to ask you to just pick your right knee up and point it at the ceiling. And then put it back down on your left knee. Simple enough, right? So you can stay just like this if you like. If this is quite enough, then just stay right here. Don't feel like you have to keep going. If you want a little extra, you're going to do the right leg and the left leg at the same time. So the right knee points up. As the left knee points down, both hips open up and both hips close up. Okay? Try to control it to the best of your ability. Open up, one or two hips, and close up. Okay? Keep it going. Let's say we're on about number 4 because we had a couple experimental tries. Okay, number 5. Now for your last few, if you're feeling really super extra today, next time you come up, pause there and keep your right knee in the air. Try to swing your right foot up level with your right knee and back down. Okay, a few more times, maybe 3. Up, swing the right foot down and down. 2 more times, up, pivot, and down. Last time, come on up and hold right where you are. Hold and breathe. Push the floor away. Open the knees wide. You can do this for one more big breath in. And exhale to come all the way back down. So I'm going to bring you into another plank variation here. So roll back to your plank, okay? Find hands under shoulders. And you may use your knees or not. So find that perfect plank that challenges you just enough that it's sustainable, a sustainable challenge. Okay, your challenge here is to bend your knee. Just pick a knee and pull it toward the same side elbow. And then put it back. Okay, take the other knee, pull it towards that same side elbow. And send it back. Okay, Spider-Man is what we call this one. Side to side. So get that side body rocking. 3 and 3. Use the knees if you need them. 4 and 4. Do your best to isolate this. 5 and 5. 6 and 6. Think of your obliques while you're doing this. Crunch that side body. Think of it as a side crunch. 8 and 8. 2 more. 9 and 9. Let's hold this next one. 10. Hold. That's right. You have a knee moving toward an elbow. Sure you can. Push the floor. Hold and breathe. It is challenging, but you can do it. One more breath on this side. Send it back. Switch sides. Hold. Breathe. Push the floor. Tell yourself you can do it for one more big breath in. And let it go. Back to hands and knees if your knees were up. Okay. We're rolling to the right side now. So go ahead and sit your hips to the right. So all your knees point to the left. And I'll spin around to face you. Come down onto your right elbow so it's under your right shoulder. And make sure that your right side is lifting actively away from the floor so you preserve the nice neutral length of your spine. And then with your knees bent, check out your feet. Make sure that your spine points directly at your feet. They're in line with your spine. And then you can have the left hand and the left hip. So we can start off just by lifting the left leg if that's best for you today. You can do both legs if that suits you. And you can do the little pivot of the left hip at the top if you want that little extra. So keep it going. Do your best to feel what's going on in your hips. Try to find, where does the strength come from? We have some outer hip work here. We have some inner hip work. We have some shoulder work on the right side. Keep breathing, keep moving. A few more. Two more. Last one. Come on up and hold right here. Hold and breathe. Push the floor. Notice where you feel the effort. And notice where you could maybe let go a little bit. Maybe your face, maybe smile. One more big breath in here. And let this go. This time come all the way down to your back. So I'll have you roll onto your back. Okay. Drop your hands by your hips. Bring your feet in close. Okay. And we'll stick one leg up in the air. Right leg is up in the air. And if this becomes too much at any time, you can always drop the right foot, no problem. But do strengthen your arms against the floor. So actively push down into your shoulders, your arms, back of your head. And use that left foot. Okay, we've got that foot on the floor. Let's use it. So we can breathe here, helping us out a little bit. With your inhale, lift your hips toward the ceiling. Let's send that right toe nice and high. And with your exhale, come almost all the way down, but give me a little hover. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. 10 times, please. Inhale. Exhale. Here's number 4. Up. And down. Nice little hover. Keep it going. So remember, you can lift as high as you'd like. You can always take breaks also and just use 2 feet. Notice that left leg working for you. Also, the upper body is helping out a lot. Come on up. Hold right here. We're going to hold this one. Push down into the left leg. Push down into your upper body. Maybe even bend your elbows and push into your elbows a little more. Could we extend the right leg a little bit more and maybe move the toes toward the back of your head? Breathe. Push that floor. Nice. One more big breath in here. And let it go. Come all the way down. You can put both feet down and wiggle it out a little bit. Okay. I have some great core challenge for you here. So all legs up in the air now with your hips on the floor. Interlace your fingers. Point your fingers up at the ceiling. And if it's okay with your neck, peel your head and shoulders up off the floor. And take your hands to the outside of your right leg. Think about pointing your fingers as close to the front of the mat as you can. So you've got your abs and your obliques engaged. So you're ready to get into some fun stuff. Let's extend the left leg and point the left toe at the front of the mat as the right toe points at the ceiling. And then point the left toe back up. Again, left leg, hover, and bring it up. Left leg, hover, number 3. And bring it up. Hover, number 4. Bring it up. Keep breathing, okay? Maybe exhale as you hover. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. Keep the breath. 2 more. Last one. Hold. Hover the left leg. Point through all your toes. Make the legs as long as you can. Maybe even move the right leg a little closer to the back of your head. And could you move your fingertips closer to the left foot? Hold and breathe here. Take up a lot of space. Feel your abs getting tired. That's okay. One more big breath here. And let it all go. Now that your feet are back on the ground, put your hands down on the floor by your hips. Let's do the other side. Okay, let's get the left leg up in the air. Okay, using your strong right leg and your strong upper body, push the floor down as you lift your hips high. And then let your hips hover just off the ground. Bring them up high. And hover. Keep breathing. Here's number 3. And hover. 2. Hover. Nice. Keep it up. 5. 6. 7. Push that floor. 8. 9. Let's hold the last one, okay? Number 10, we hold and breathe. Maybe bend your elbows, push the floor with your upper body, push the floor with the right leg. Maybe we extend the left toes a little bit closer to the back of the mat. One more breath right here. And come on down. Okay, let's get all the legs up in the air now that the hips are down. Interlace your fingers, maybe interlace them the other way, the one you didn't do last time because it feels kind of weird. And then if it's okay with your neck, peel up the head and shoulders. Send your fingers pointing out to the left side of your left leg at the front of the mat. So your fingers are trying to get forward, feeling your obliques and your abs engaged. So now the right leg is the one swinging to point at the front of the mat and then back up at the ceiling. Right leg hover and up. Here's 3 and up. 4 up. 5 up. 6 up. 7. 3 more. 8. 2 more. 9. Last one. Hold. Breathe. Extend through all the legs. Make them longer. Reach the fingers toward the front of the mat a little more. Feel your abs working. One more big breath right here. And let it go. Okay, tuck your hands behind your knees and rock yourself all the way up here. Okay, find a little boat posture. So you'll pick your legs up off the ground. And remember, you can always drop your feet. You can always, always, always drop your feet, and you can drop your hands too. Okay, you can grab your legs with your hands. So find a variation that suits you the best. Okay, if you want a little extra, you can release your legs and reach your hands forward. But we're gonna roll the low back onto the mat. So with control, roll your low back down and then roll it back up. Okay, you're in a boat, you roll it down, you're in a half boat. I like to exhale to come up, then inhale to roll down. Now you can make this really chill and put your hands and feet on the ground, and I'm showing you what that might look like. Okay, hands and feet down. It's still a nice challenge. If you want a little extra challenge, I want you to reach your hands back when you're on the ground and extend your legs all the way out when you come up. Okay, inhale. 3 more. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Let's hold it. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it here. You can put your hands and feet down. You can grab your legs, or you can reach for your feet. Long spine, strong core. Yes, you can. This is a nice challenge. Pull the belly button in, lengthen the heart a little bit further toward the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. All right, if you cross your ankles, you can roll all the way forward. And we'll get a little bit more arms. Okay, yay, more arms. So in your plank position, we're going to do some elbow push-ups, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So walk your knees back till you find your appropriate level of challenge, maybe lift. And then bend your elbows, point them at the back of the mat. Act like you want to put them on your ribs, but it's okay if they don't come all the way to your ribs. Just go that far. Maybe use your knees to go further. Once they hit your ribs, that's far enough. Push the floor away. 10 times, please, to the ribs. Exhale, push back up. Inhale to the ribs. Exhale. Number 4. Get those elbows in there. To the ribs. Number 5. Number 6. You got it. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Let's hold number 10. To the elbows, to the ribs. Hold and breathe. Whew. Push that floor away. Lift the belly button. Pull the elbows in. You can do this for one more big breath in. And one last big exhale. Nice. Drop your knees. Whew. It might feel good to sit your hips back on your heels here and stretch out your arms. Nice work. Okay. Excellent. Back up to hands and knees here. Don't worry, no more plank variations today. Let's stretch. We'll get the right foot forward by the right hand. Okay, and maybe walk your right foot out to the right a little bit. You can even point your knee out there. And let's circle the hips out. Okay. Nice little circle. And let's circle them the other way. And then allow your hips to kind of sink forward. And we'll just let the right hamstring stretch out a little bit here. We'll get the left hip flexor a little more open too. So I want to encourage you to let your hips sink toward the mat, but don't let go and just let them hang completely passively. Think of resisting the floor at least slightly with your legs. So anytime we lengthen a muscle tissue, we want to do it actively. We don't want to lengthen a muscle passively because that could lead to an injury cycle and scarring, and we don't want that. So do actively resist the floor as you allow that right hamstring tissue to lengthen and the left quadriceps and hip flexor. So if you're happy here, this is quite enough for you. Just hang out right here. If you want, we can get into your left quad a little bit. If you look over your right shoulder, and you can use your right hand on the right knee to kind of look over that right shoulder at your left foot. So think of bending your left knee. Try to kick yourself in the bottom with your left heel, and then move it away. Let's do that a few more times. Kick yourself, move it away. This time when you kick yourself, hold it right there. See if your right hand can reach back for your left foot. If it doesn't reach, that's not a problem. Don't worry about it. But if it does, see if you can pull that heel in towards your left glute. Enjoy a nice stretch across the front of your leg. And maybe you feel like kind of rolling it side to side. That might feel nice. All right, let go of that left leg. Put that right hand back down under your right shoulder. And here we'll pull back on the hips. So really opening up the back of the right leg now. So I want to give you a little funky challenge here. Okay. It kind of fits in nicely with our stretch. So I'm going to ask you to do something really crazy. Take a big breath in. Lengthen your spine. Now here's the weird part. On your exhale, I want you to try to lift your right foot off the ground and kick yourself. It might come up, it might not. Inhale, release that effort, long spine. Again, exhale, try to lift your right foot up off the floor. One more time. Inhale, release that effort, long spine. This is the last time we're going to do it. Okay, exhale. Try to lift that right foot, whether it comes up or not. Keep trying for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the effort. Put the right foot down. And now point the right toes out to the right. Walk your hands out to the right. And get a nice stretch up the side of your right leg into your glute, your IT band. Okay, keep a strong flex in that right foot. And as you're ready, let's bring it back to center. Walk the hands back through. Come on back to hands and knees. And we'll switch sides. Let's get the left foot forward by the left hand and maybe walk it out to the left a little bit. Cuck the toes out in that direction. And we'll just circle the hips out. Let's circle in the other way. And then bring it back to center and just sink into this little low lunge. So you feel the back of the left leg, the front of the right hip. Remember to engage your legs at least a little bit and push down into the floor with your legs so that the tissues are active while you lengthen them. And then maybe you stay right here. Maybe this is quite enough. Or maybe you want to get a little bit more into that right front of your thigh. You can look over your left shoulder. Okay, looking at the back of the mat behind you. Looking at that right foot. So see if you can curl the right heel into your glute. And then press it away. Okay, curl it in again. Press it away. Curl it in and hold right there. Maybe you can send the left hand back for the right foot, and you can pull that foot in towards your glute a little bit. Get a great stretch across the top of your leg, and it might even feel good to roll around. All right, getting a nice massage for that attachment of that quadriceps, the top of your right thigh. Let that go as you're ready. All hands down in front, and we'll pull back on this left hip now, opening up the back of the left leg. So your hands are just about under your shoulders, and here comes that funky little challenge that we tried before. So don't worry, even if the leg doesn't lift up, I want you to attempt anyway. So inhale with your long spine here. As you exhale, try to kick yourself with your left foot. Inhale for that long spine. Exhale, try to kick. One more, inhale. And exhale. Nice, we're trying to hold this one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Pull back on that hip. Maybe point the left toes to the left and walk your hands out to the left as well, getting into that left outer hip and IT band. All right, we're bringing it back to center here. Back to hands and knees. Go ahead and sit back and give yourself a hand. You did it. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you feel great.